Welcome back to the Daily Wire Personality Series, Episode 12. Today, we're highlighting a voice that may not dominate headlines, but has quietly built a strong presence within the network, Georgia Howe. We decided to drop this episode on a Wednesday rather than our usual Saturday because she's a lesser-known personality. But don't let that fool you. Her story is compelling and her contributions are significant. Georgia Howe's journey begins far from the hustle of media offices. Born and raised in a small town, she grew up with a strong emphasis on education, family values, and community. From an early age, Georgia displayed curiosity and a drive to understand the world around her. She pursued higher education in the field of teaching, believing that knowledge and critical thinking could empower the next generation. What started as a passion for education would slowly evolve into a career that combined curiosity with a platform for cultural commentary. Her early years in teaching were eye-opening. Georgia noticed that classrooms increasingly were battlegrounds for competing narratives. Discussions on history, politics, and culture were often polarized, leaving little room for nuanced debate. For Georgia, this wasn't about choosing sides, it was about seeking truth, encouraging independent thinking, and fostering discussion that respected evidence and reason. These experiences planted the seeds for what would become her defining professional focus, exploring ideas thoughtfully, questioning assumptions, and presenting perspectives that were often overlooked in mainstream media. In 2021, Georgia's path took a pivotal turn when she joined the Daily Wire. Initially, she launched Office Hours with Georgia Howe, a show designed to take the brief educational content of PragerU videos and expand it into meaningful discussions. Each episode featured experts in their respected fields, and Georgia's skill in guiding conversations quickly became apparent. She had a way of breaking down complex issues without oversimplifying them, making them accessible for a broader audience while still engaging intellectually curious viewers. Her teaching background clearly shone through here. She knew how to ask the right questions, encourage dialogue, and highlight the practical implications of ideas. Office Hours wasn't just a commentary platform. It was a window into Georgia's intellectual curiosity. Episodes ranged from discussions on cultural shifts and social norms to debates about policy, education. Georgia consistently struck a balance between thoughtful analysis and relatable storytelling. And while she may not have had the massive following of some of the Daily Wire's headline personalities, those who tuned in quickly recognized the value she brought. She demonstrated that influence isn't only about numbers, it's about substance, consistency, and authenticity. Following her success with Office Hours, Georgia was invited to expand her role within the network. She became a co-host on Morning Wire, the Daily Wire's daily news podcast, joining forces with John Bickley. On the show, Georgia provides concise, fact-based reporting on current events, offering listeners a conservative perspective rooted in careful research and analysis. Her segments often highlight stories that might otherwise be overlooked and provide context that helps listeners make sense of complex developments. She approaches news not just as headlines, but as narratives that need careful unpacking, a skill that has quickly made her a trusted voice for regular listeners. Outside of the studio, Georgia maintains a life that mirrors the values she brings to her work. She is deeply committed to her family and community, often emphasizing the importance of integrity, personal responsibility, and meaningful engagement. Her social media presence and public appearances reflect a personality that is thoughtful, grounded, and approachable. She has a genuine ability to connect with people, whether it's through professional discussions or informal commentary on culture and society. While Georgia's career has largely been free from scandal, which is notable in today's media climate, she has not shied away from addressing controversial topics or engaging in challenging debates. Her approach is measured and respectful, emphasizing reasoned argument over sensationalism. This has earned her both respect and a steady, loyal following among viewers and listeners who value thoughtful, substantive discussion. Her moderation in communication and refusal to resort to clickbait or extreme rhetoric sets her apart in a media environment that often rewards the opposite. Georgia Howe's trajectory in the media world illustrates a larger point about influence. It isn't always about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about credibility, depth of knowledge, and the ability to present ideas with clarity and integrity. She has shown that even a lesser known personality can shape conversations when they combine expertise with authenticity. Her work is a reminder that media is not only about performance, it's about substance, preparation, and courage to ask questions others might avoid. As of today, Georgia continues to build her portfolio of content. She remains involved in both office hours and Morning Wire, while exploring opportunities to expand her reach through interviews, live discussion, and written commentary. She has expressed a clear desire to use her platform to inform and educate, emphasizing dialogue over division and intellectual curiosity over ideological conformity. These priorities have earned her a respected place within the Daily Wire, even if she doesn't have the headline grabbing presence of some of her colleagues. What makes Georgia Howe particularly compelling is not just what she reports on, but how she approaches her work. She embodies a model of professionalism that combines critical thinking, respect for differing viewpoints, and a commitment to educate her audience. She demonstrates that media influence can be both principled and impactful, and that smaller voices can often provide the most refreshing perspectives in an increasingly polarized landscape. So while today's episode might fall on a Wednesday, and while Georgia may not be a household name, her story is one worth telling. It's a story about growth, intellectual curiosity, and the power of a thoughtful voice in a noisy media world. Georgia Howe may not dominate headlines, but she's quietly redefining what it means to be influential in conservative media. And as she continues to grow her audience, refine her craft, we expect that her contributions will only become more significant. In the end, Georgia Howe reminds us that influence isn't measured only in numbers or notoriety. It's measured in the ability to spark curiosity, challenge assumptions, and encourage meaningful dialogue. Her journey from the classroom to the studio is a testament to the enduring value of thoughtful commentary, grounded in knowledge, integrity, and a commitment to the truth. Thank you for tuning in to episode 12 of our Daily Wire personality series. We hope you enjoyed this spotlight on Georgia Howe and gained insight into a voice that deserves more attention. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future episodes. And remember, even lesser known personalities can offer big perspectives.